Imagine Paris in 1817. A man on two wooden wheels is rocketing down a hill at 15 kilometers per hour, pushing off the ground with his legs as the crowd just freezes in shock. That man was Carl von Drais, and his creation was the Laufmaschine, or running machine. It was the invention that proved you could ditch horses, especially when there were none to be found. But this story actually starts 2 years earlier, with a natural disaster that completely turned Europe upside down. In April 1815, Mount Tambora in Indonesia erupted, spewing out a staggering 160 cubic kilometers of ash. That's 10 times more than the famous Krakatoa eruption. This massive ash cloud spread across the entire planet, blocking out the sun for years and triggering a devastating chain reaction. The year 1816 became known as the year without a summer. Snow fell in England in July. August frosts wiped out corn crops in the United States. Rivers froze solid in the middle of summer. Without hay, horses died by the thousands or were slaughtered for meat. Getting around on foot through the mud was nearly impossible. This chaos pushed inventors to find an alternative. That's when Drais stepped in. He built his prototype based on the design of minecart wagons that rolled on wooden rails. Just a few weeks later, on June 12, 1817, Drais rode his machine 7 kilometers from Mannheim to a tavern in just under an hour, setting the first ever bicycle speed record. Prince Karl even awarded him a medal. But within a month, Paris banned riding, claiming it scared horses and knocked over pedestrians. Of course, that didn't stop the enthusiasts. Young people started riding at night over the cobblestones, risking fractures and all. The idea had taken root, and it was spreading fast. Drais didn't invent this out of thin air. He was building on prototypes developed over centuries, just waiting for the right moment. As far back as 2000 BCE, Egyptians were hauling pyramid blocks on sleds over wet sand, cutting friction in half. In the 1st century CE, the Chinese engineered two-wheeled wheelbarrows with steering, the direct ancestors of rickshaws. And in the 16th century, Leonardo da Vinci sketched a scooter with inline wheels, but he never built it. The Industrial Revolution then laid the final groundwork with cast iron rails and patented rubber for carriages. Everything was converging. By the 1820s, the Draisine, as it was called, went global. In London, a coachmaker named Dennis Johnson lacquered models for dawn races in Hyde Park. Riders in Ireland were clocking 20 miles a day, and Americans were shipping copies across the ocean. But there was a problem. Without pedals, your legs would give out after an hour. So inventors began searching for a way to transfer leg power directly to the wheels. The breakthrough came in 1861. A French mechanic named Pierre Lallement crashed his Draisine into a puddle. As he fixed it, he had an idea. What if he fitted pedals directly to the front wheel? He did, creating the Michelin, and suddenly speeds hit 18 kilometers per hour. The ride was rough, the handlebar jerked, there were no brakes, and Paris cobblestones shredded your clothes. But people bought them anyway. It had an iron frame and a huge meter-wide front wheel with pedals on the hub. The design stunned everyone. After 5 kilometers, the vibrations would rattle your teeth and spine. But reaching 20 kilometers per hour was enough to attract every risk-taker out there. Factories fired up production lines, and the bicycle quickly became a status symbol. It had a massive 1.5-meter front wheel and a tiny 30-centimeter rear wheel. One rider, Thomas Heyer, hit 21 kilometers per hour in 1878. But falls from that height could be deadly, earning it the nickname Headerhopper. Still, cycling clubs from London to New York raced them in top hats, showing off their scars like trophies. By the 1880s, safety became the new focus. A veterinarian named John Kemp Starley created the Rover safety bicycle in 1885. It featured a chain drive to the rear wheel and 2 equally sized wheels. The low saddle made it safe to mount and ride, bringing it much closer to the modern bike design. Then in 1888, John Boyd Dunlop added air-filled tires for his son's tricycle, reducing friction by 60% and making rides far more comfortable. Companies like Raleigh started churning out millions of bikes, making them affordable for everyone. The bicycle's influence didn't stop there. In the 1890s, Armand Peugeot created folding models for the military. In World War I, 50,000 cyclists served as scouts, proving quieter and more effective than motorcycles. In World War II, they delivered orders under fire, cementing their role in history. Today, the bicycle market is worth over $65 billion, from sleek Trek road bikes to powerful 750-watt e-bikes. It's an incredible evolution. So the next time you hop on your city bike or mountain bike, remember its origins, a simple wooden machine born from the ashes of Mount Tambora, two wheels that truly reshaped the world. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing stories.